Your Excellency Khalid Al-Mudaifer, Vice Minister for Mining Affairs, thank you so much for joining us at the Future Minerals Forum.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me here and having yourself back again since last year.
Yeah, well, it's been a real pleasure. Close to 20,000 visitors, 40 ministers, hundreds of speakers, some 40 conference sessions. I mean, wow. You know, for a third year, the Future Minerals event has really come into its own. What do you make of it?
Well, the most important thing is that this place is becoming, or this conference, or this function platform, becoming the platform where the drums are beating here. There is everybody from east, west, north, south, and they are all here and talking with each other for solving the challenge of having more supply for the energy transition, for the mineral transition that is coming now and in the future.
And if you think about the ministerial roundtable, I was speaking with His Excellency Adel Al-Jubeir, the Minister of State of Foreign Affairs, yesterday. He described the ministerial roundtable as something like the UN General Assembly.
That's right. That's a good name for it. But yes, we had around 80 countries, 13 multilateral organizations, more than 20, let's say, trade association and NGOs, all in one room, in one table, discussing how we can get more supply and how we solve the mineral challenge of providing the energy transition, the mineral transition, the decarbonization with the mineral it requires and needs, and not only talk about it, but have a solution on how to deliver, focusing on the policy, on the innovation required, and also on how to enable the supply.
And another goal here, obviously, for the Future Minerals Forum is helping develop the minerals industry as a pillar of the Saudi economy. How has this helped in that process?
Of course, our major objective and what we are paid to do, to deliver, is to have a mineral strategy for Saudi Arabia. We want our vision or our strategy is to enable the Vision 2030 projects and strategy deliver at a cost-effective manners. So in the Vision 2030, we have the giga projects, around $2 trillion of giga projects. We have the National Industrial Strategy with 12 sectors and $1 trillion of investment required. And we have, of course, the logistics strategy. We're building railroads, building ports and enabling roads and other way. And also the renewable and the energy plans and strategy, and the oil and gas build up and strategy. All these are very important to deliver on the Vision 2030, but they are also require minerals to be able to deliver on them, and they require supply chains for this project to be successful and to achieve on time by 2030 the targets, and they require it to be affordable also, not at any other cost, because affordability is another very important objective. This is the main prime objective of our strategy. On the other objective, the world needs the same as Saudi Arabia requirements. They need more minerals, and they may need it to be affordable, and they need innovation to solve for the technological changes, climate technologies, let's call them, to enable the climate protection. And they need a supply chain that is resilient. So the agenda of Saudi Arabia and the agenda for the whole world is aligned. That's why this platform is a successful one, because the most important thing is to deliver on the challenge of supply, of enabling supply to the world.
Well, let's talk about Saudi Arabia itself and the opportunities here. The value of the minerals in the ground in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia is now estimated to be about $2.5 trillion, almost double what it was valued at just a few years ago. What's your proposition to players in the minerals industry and investors that want to be part of the development of the mining industry here?
The value is more than that, but this is what could be economically extracted now with the current technologies and current infrastructure. And part of the increase is because we have built the infrastructure. The railroad, north-south, have enabled the phosphate industry, the Ras Al Khair and the Wa'ad al-Shamal industrial cities infrastructure have enabled increase in value in the phosphate, but also other values like road, highways, and other have enabled the copper, have enabled the gold. On the other part of the question, how are we going to deliver on this? We know that we need the know-how. We know that we need partnership to deliver on this. One of our competitive advantages in Saudi Arabia, if it is a competitive advantage, is that collaborative partnership model. We delivered on the oil and gas through it. We delivered in the petrochemical through partnership with the world. And in the mining, the aluminium, the phosphate is a partnership, Ma'aden and Alcoa, Ma'aden and Mosaic, and Ma'aden and Barak. And we will continue like this. We need partnership, we need value and know-how, and we are ready to do so for this part. So Saudi Arabia is open for business, open for partnership, and mineral is also will go the same model as oil and gas and petrochemical.
And competitive advantage is probably fair, right? Because if you think about it, there are a lot of countries out there that really aren't ready right now for partnerships. You know, it's difficult to get permits out there. It's difficult to get projects over the line. In terms of the kingdom's plans for the minerals industry, of course, you're looking to get investment into the country, develop your resources here, but you're also becoming a major player when it comes to investing in mining businesses outside of, and minerals businesses outside of the kingdom. What's the goal there?
Well, it's the same goal. It is enabling the Vision 2030 projects and strategies to provide for their mineral requirements. We're going to mine what's in Saudi Arabia, explore and mine what's in Saudi Arabia. This is our first target. However, we know that we need more than what's in Saudi Arabia in terms. Some minerals are not available here. So we will go and cooperate and collaborate with other countries, with other jurisdictions to invest on those, to bring developments through investment in there, and bring the raw material or bring the minerals. It doesn't have to be the raw materials, as long as we empower or enable the delivery of the final product here. Whatever makes sense in terms of business sense, we'll do it. Either do it in the host countries or do it here, whatever make the better sense. Saudi Arabia is an energy powerhouse and an energy superpower in terms in solar and in hydrocarbon. We are a major producer of energy and the cheapest in the world in the conventional, traditional, and in the solar and renewable. Therefore, this is a major competitive advantage, but also the location, the vision, I think, and commitment, and also the investment ability of Saudi Arabia, either sovereign fund or private sector of Saudi Arabia are willing to invest outside of Saudi Arabia to complement the value chain in Saudi Arabia.
The theme of this year's Future Minerals Forum is building responsible and resilient supply chains for minerals. I'm going to come back to responsibility in a second, but start with the resilient part, because it's a conversation not just here in Riyadh, but one that's happening right around the world. You think about, for example, the United States, where I come from, there's a lot of concern about the dependence on supply chains outside of the United States. So where does Saudi Arabia fit into solving this problem of resilient supply chains to then go support the energy transition?
One of the major risks you look into when you are in the business sector is, are we dependent on one source, whatever that source? It could be a power source or a material source or something else. So that is, a resilient will have many sources and many channels to be brought, or paths to be brought to where the manufacturing is. As long as we are having more than one source of supply, we will have resilience. This is the base, and that's what we're trying to build more than, or not depend on one source. And COVID have taught us, breakdown here and there, made some manufacturing facilities suffer around the world, and it should not happen in the future.
Going back to the responsible part, building responsible supply chains, how big of an opportunity do you think the energy transition presents for the kingdom when it comes to critical minerals?
A good part for Saudi Arabia, if we can say that we have a late mover advantage. On the mineral, on the mining investments, we don't have a legacy. We come in a good time because critical minerals investments, or let's put it, the battery value chain technology is maturing, still on the major change, but it's not like 2 years ago or 5 years ago or 10 years ago. On the responsibility also, we are working on a blank canvas where we have built our law, build our regulations, build our people on being based on a responsible, sustainable, high sustainability standard. We learned from the ICMM sustainable standards, but also from wherever other jurisdiction or other countries have learned from the historic legacies or mistakes or failures they have done and successes. So we are in a good position to get the most out of our mineral resources in Saudi Arabia in the right way, in most responsible way. The world now is more rewards responsibility, rewards sustainability, not like in the past. So that's great. So the cost is getting down, but also the examples that in front of us are many, and the technology, it's not yet mature, but it's in a good maturity level. We can choose the best of. So we are late, but in a good manner.
I've had the opportunity to interview now 22 people here at the forum, and what I hear time and time again, particularly from the people that have been here before, is how much progress you've made in just 2 years. People are astounded by that. So fast forward to 2030, what's the minerals industry going to look like in Saudi Arabia?
Saudi Arabia is in a transition, and I think one of the best transition ever happened around the world. In terms of time, in terms of cost, in just 5 years on the vision, we have delivered in many parts of it, and mining and mineral strategy is one of them. If you have asked me this question 2 years ago, I wouldn't be as optimistic. But now, because the delivery have been successful, the last 4 years since our mining and mineral industry strategies has been approved in early 2018, we have seen a great success. We have a great support from our central government. There is a good attention and support and timely decisions to reduce the friction and reduce the hurdles that are in our way, made me or the whole sector very optimistic. That's why we see many Saudi investors now coming in, wanted to invest, and many international investors coming, wanted to invest in Saudi Arabia.
You're getting more confident.
So we are confident because of what we deliver. I'm now confident that we will deliver on our strategy before 2030, maybe 27, hopefully 3 years ahead of it. And we now we will be looking back, refreshing our strategy and seeing how can we do more than what we thought we can do, because there is a great opportunity around the world. The mineral sector is growing fast, and Saudi Arabia can, with its capacity now, with all the competitive advantage we have, can take a good portion of that and help the world with a bigger portion than what we thought 5 years ago.
And what's your message to the world about Saudi Arabia's minerals industry?
Saudi Arabia would be a major contributor to the future of the mineral sector on the world. And if anybody around the world who doesn't have Saudi Arabia in his map, then they must be losing a lot. So I call on them to come and explore and see the agenda we are having and how can we work together to deliver to Saudi Arabia and deliver to the world.
Vice Minister, Your Excellency, thank you so much for your time. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.